close around. A shimmer takes my eye. I lift my head, blinded by the sky. Feel my way in front, following the sound. It moves away so fast, fall down to the ground. I know there's more to come. Jump back to my
All right, let's get right into it. Catcam's not here at the moment. All right. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing today? Hope y'all are having a lovely, lovely afternoon or evening or whatever time of the day it is for you. Today, we'll be doing something a little bit differently. Not just differently, but something different as well. So instead of actually playing some games, we're gonna be casting some games. Reason being is I wanna start uploading more content on YouTube. I was thinking, okay, what type of content would I wanna like upload potentially? Would I wanna upload something like my own games? Would I wanna upload stuff like guides? And I was thinking just like, what am I gonna do? What am I gonna do? And the idea that I got now is I want to focus on casted games, analysis, and potentially guides. That's, I think, what we're gonna do. Because if I only upload my own games, right? Like, I feel like that's kind of what Twitch at the best, like, for the most of it is for, right? Also, other players might, like, well, not players, but, like, other casters could cast my games. I think I'll just try to, like, cast games and maybe do some analysis here and there. Something like that. Alright. With that being said, we got a game ahead of ourselves. I found this game on the ladder. I've been in this loading screen for, like, well, not loading screen, but, like, at the start of the game at, like, the 3-second mark for, like, the last 20 minutes. And I think we'll just jump right into it. Why don't we? Alright, I'm gonna switch over to this. Alright, got a little casting overlay and everything set up. That's all looking good. Now it's time to get ready. Alright, hello and welcome everyone to a casted game of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in the color yellow, we got Mahozo playing as the French here on Hill and Dale. And on the opposite side, playing as the Abbasid dynasty in the color orange, we got the one and only Core W. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, one and all, to Casted Game, here, live on the ladder, between two absolute giants in this game. Because these are not just like your top 500, not just your top 1,000 players, these are both in the top 100s. Mahozo, at the moment, sitting at rank 63, and Core, sitting on rank 34 worldwide. So two absolute titans at the game, battling it out here against each other. We're gonna have to see exactly how this one is going to go. We got the French, notorious early game aggressive civilization, and the Abbasid dynasty, kind of like the go-to boomer civilization in the game, and Core doing a fantastic job of immediately deleting two of his straggler trees here. Absolutely fantastic. I'm joking. Sometimes that just happens. Even when you think, oh yeah, my building, it's not actually overlapping with the straggler trees. Especially like the House of Wisdom, it's so big. It's such a big building. It actually is bigger than a TC. In this case, it was a little bit too big, and it did clip two, of course, straggler trees. So Core would eventually have to, like, at least in this game, he's gonna have to much earlier transition away from the straggler trees onto his main wood line here in this game. All right. Let's talk a little bit about this matchup that we got going on here. So the French and the Abbasid, two, I want to say, like, very often played civilizations, especially at the moment. The Abbasid dynasty has recently kind of like come to fame as like being one of the most boomy defensive type civilization in the game. And the French, on the other hand side, they've always been like one of the main aggressive civilizations that we've had in the game. They got access to those early armored cavalry units with the Royal Knights, and just overall very cheap economy upgrades. And we can actually, okay, never mind. For a second I was like, okay, we can already see that manifesting here with Mahozo going for survival techniques early on. Doesn't do that. Instead now opens up with the Chamber of Commerce here. So it looks like we're seeing a little bit of an economic type play here from Mahozo with the French. And a lot of sheep to boot with that. Look at that, 16 herdable sheep coming in hot for Mahozo here. We're gonna take a quick look over at Core, see how many sheep he's got at the moment, and he's got a couple, not as many, but he still has a good amount. Where do we have his scout? His scout is over here at the moment, and he's got Well, he's bringing back 8 sheep. Mahosel brought back a lot more. A lot more. So Mahosel definitely in a good position here at the moment. Now the sheep still gets picked up by Core. He can probably still get at least 1 more sheep off his side of the map, maybe even 2. And overall, I mean, Addison, they don't really care that much about sheep because they got berries. Not only do they get an additional 100 food for every single one of these berry bushes, but on top of that, they also gather 30% quicker from these berry bushes. So very, very fast gathering from them coming in here. First villagers now also moving out to the stone outcropping. So Core, with the economic wing, is going to want to add in a lot of TCs here in this game. At the same time, still gathering gold, as he will need at least 150 gold for Fertile Crescent, as well as fresh food stuff. So having 2 villages in gold, that's typically what we tend to see here from the Abbasid dynasty. Probably will just gather them still until he's at like 3,750 gold remaining in the gold vein, and then retask the villagers somewhere else. Alright, first upgrade queued. It is going to be that Fertile Crescent update. Upgrade, which you will need in order to just get your buildings, your economic buildings in for that little bit cheaper at this point in time. Early walls already coming in for Mahosel at this point during the game, and we already see the first trader out on the map now. Also, Mahosel is pulling ahead slightly when it comes to the economic count, not just because of the traders that he's now making, but also because he's playing as a French. So he's making a villager once every 17 seconds, compared to what's normal with other civilizations, which is 20 seconds. Ko, though, is going to offset that as soon as he gets his second TC in. That is also heavily discounted due to the Fertile Crescent upgrade that he got. So only going to pay 280 wood instead of 400 and 245 stone instead of 350. So very, very cheap TCs here for Core, and a lot of walls just coming in for Mahosel at this point. He is really wanting to make sure to not just deny vision, but to just also protect his trade here. Speaking of denying vision though, Core, he is very good when it comes to getting information on his opponent during a game with his active scouting. Coming in here, and he does indeed see the landmark choice here from his opponent. So what's his game plan going to be? Still going to be that 3 TC play. The TC on the stone mine does kind of tell a story here, and Mahosel, he does spot this out. Not just that the TC is being placed on the stone, but he's also staking around in order to make sure that he sees whether or not Core is going to stay on stone for 3rd TC, or whether Core is going to move back out to other resources afterwards. Yeah, it does look like this is going to be a fully walled off game here for Mahosel. Some wolves being annoying here in the back line, but now the market is coming up. That way Mahosel is going to be able to retask his traders to trade with the market in the corner. Right now he's only getting 19 gold per trip. You put that to the corner, it's going to be more like 70. Indeed, Core, he is going to stay on the stone. Mahosel does notice this, so he is going to know that Core is going to be on 3 TC. And what is his response going to be? Another market. So isn't just going to stick with like the market that he gets from the Chamber of Commerce and the market that he just built, but going up to 3 markets total. And that is something that really only few civilizations can do. Another civilization that can do that is actually the Abbasid dynasty. Because, well, actually, they can't do it anymore in the feudal age, but in the castle age they can go for the trade wing, and then they will get an additional 25% of the resource that they gather with the trade. They can choose to gain a secondary resource. For example, they could choose to gain food, or they could choose to get wooden. What French can do is they can actually switch it over completely. So instead of 69, instead of 69 gold, they can get 69 wood or 69 food. That way, these civilizations can completely balance around their economy, depending on what they need during game. Walls now also coming in for Core. We do still have a lot of villagers on wood right now. So this kind of tells me that Core probably will want to add in a couple of production buildings now of his own. And there we go. Archery range is now getting built up. Abbasid dynasty, they do of course have access to the camel archer. Very, very strong unit in the game. Does have a relatively high base cost, but the stats that it brings to a fight are absolutely gigantic. 11 base damage for a ranged unit with attack speed that is actually a lot quicker than that of a normal archer. While also doing bonus damage to not just spearmen, but also to units like Janissaries. Like, they're basically a riding archer. Well, they are an archer riding on camels, but not only do they provide the camel on ease, they cost a total of 230 resources, so they cost roughly as much as 3 archers. But they do, like, double the damage of a normal archer. They are way more mobile, they attack faster. They are just overall a really, really strong unit to have. And especially in, like, the Feudal Age, where not many civilizations get units that can pierce through armor, having a unit that has so much base damage that can pierce through armor in the Feudal Age, that is not just, like, not just relatively cheap to produce, doesn't even cost any gold, but it's also quick, mobile, and attacks really quickly. That is just absolutely insane. Now, it does take a long time to produce one of these. 35 seconds. That is not quick. That's as long as it takes for a knight to come out without the School of Cavalry here. But this unit can wreak absolute havoc. Walls have been finished up. We're now seeing a composition of both camel archers and spearmen. You have to be so careful against this army composition, because you can't just make, like, 3 archers and take down a camel archer. Against a camel archer, you need, like, more than 3 archers. You need, like, almost 4 archers. Granted, with the archers, at least you can, like, micro back and forth, but once the camel archers get to a number where they can one-shot archers, which isn't a lot, it's like 7 camel archers can one-shot an archer. And then they can just, like, one-shot really quickly, because they have just so much quicker attack speed. Normal archer is, like, 1.62 attack speed. Camel archer is 1.38. There is still, like, a ranged advantage that the normal archer has. Ooh, Core losing one of his villagers there to that Feudal Age Knight. And both players behind this now also aging up to the next age. We got the Royal Institute coming in for Mahozol. Core behind this, going for the military wing. And this is where it starts to get a little bit dangerous and quite uncomfortable. I can't... words, man. Quite uncomfortable for the French. Because with the Castle Age, we're gonna start seeing camel riders. So 2 camel riders will come out for free with the military wing in Castle Age. Those, not only do they provide, like, that really, really nasty debuff with the camel on ease on the knights, but they also do a lot of bonus damage. At the same time, they also don't take bonus damage from Arbaletria. They aren't a heavy cavalry unit. They're light cav. And they have 270 HP. A knight in Castle Age has 230 HP, so camel riders, they're pretty strong. They also have very quick attack speed, so you don't wanna fight with, like, knights against camel riders. Now, we do see Mahozol doing the right thing. He's messing Arbaletria. Why is that the correct thing? In Castle Age, Arbaletria trade relatively well against the camel riders, because not only do they have relatively high base damage, and camel riders don't have pierce armor, but they also get the Gamberson upgrade, which is also cheap due to the Royal Institute. That is 5 melee armor. Camel riders, they do have quick attack speed, but what they don't have is as much base damage as a knight. Base damage for a knight is 26. 26 damage for a knight. Well, at least with the blacksmith upgrades. For camel rider, it's more around, let's say, 14. So with that, a lot of the damage that a camel rider would do to an Arbaletria gets counted out or just completely negated. We do now see a couple of these spearmen going around and trying to put some pressure on Mahozol. Mahozol at the moment still leading in the villager department, has 27 traders out already. And they're trading quite nicely here. 69 resources each every single time. He's also getting in stone, so he's trying to get some stone walls up. Military units now being sent over to deal with this little battalion here. Stone walls behind this being put up by Mahozol. Villagers a little bit unsure about which segment they want to build right now. Might want to pull the villagers over here a little bit earlier, prioritize this wall, as we do have one of the segments being burned down there. Villagers probably also need to get pulled in order to start walling this side. And behind this Core, he's getting some outposts up. He's starting to take map control. And we do also have scholars now coming in for him. Scholars on the Hosel side as well. So both players are going to look to take control over some of these relics. Little Spearman army is going to get cleared up here now by Mahosel, who is still active with the scout at this point in time. So nicely done here, just getting information on the army composition that his opponent is going to go with, and it is going to be crossbows and archers, with some spearmen mixed in as well. Now, Kor has the composite bow upgrade that he can get as the Abbasid dynasty. That is going to drastically reduce the attack speed of his archers. So you think a camel archer attacks quick with 1.38. Wait until you see an archer with composite bow. Right now, 1.62, that's going to go down to like 1.12. Another relic is going to get secured. And, oh, Mahosel, he was very greedy with trying to take that relic. That one is not going to go through. Might potentially be able to take the relic here on the side, though, if Kor didn't spot that one out. We're going to quickly switch over to the Fog of War. He only has a rough estimate of the units here from Kor. This monk is not going to make it home. Kor has a very good amount of vision here towards his opponent's base with this 1 hour post. Lacking a little bit when it comes to the vision over here, though, on the other side of the map. At the moment, that's not a big issue for them. Military count is relatively even between the two Mahosel right now, just spamming out more and more of these Arbaletria. Stonewalls just about finishing up now on all of these sides from Mahosel. Something that I see a lot of times from French players, though, is when they go for these Stonewalls, sometimes they forget to get the front. Like, sure, it's nice to not have to react on the sides, but in a situation where you're not, like, 100% matching the army count of your opponent, you will probably want to also have some stone walls on the front side. And we are actually seeing those stone walls now coming in on the front side as well. Mahosel behind this, still gathering stone. Doesn't quite have enough for a keep yet. He's probably going to want to work on that, as right now he's not getting a discount on any of his units. And 2 relics actually going over to Mahosel. That is pretty good, considering that he already has a trade going on. Kor by now, though, he started to overtake Mahosel when it comes to the economy count here in the game. Income overall, Mahosel, I'm looking at this right now. Does he not have... Oh, he is getting it right now. Merchant guilds. That is very, very good. You're getting a lot of gold just passively from that upgrade. Ooh, this could be dangerous, though, for Mahosel. We're now seeing Kor moving out towards the side, and normally civilizations, they are now going to see those stone walls, and they're going to be like, ah, fuck, I can't attack. I gotta get the upgrade. I gotta get siege works. That's not an issue for the Abbasid. They're just going to be like, oh yeah, siege works. I need siege. I'm going to get some siege in. Couple of knights pressuring the berries here in the meantime. A couple of units and reinforcements are going to be enough to stand against that. And yeah, these archers now 1.25 attack speed. Very, very strong. Arbaletria being moved forward. And now we see Mahosel with the guilds upgrade, with the merchant guilds upgrade, is going to be getting a lot more gold. Look at that. Right now, 1,600 gold, 1,400 food. That's around like 4k resource per minute that he's getting in right now. Kor, on the other hand side, he is sitting at above 4,000 resources per minute right now. Stonewall Gate is starting to get constructed here by Mahosel. But this army count difference, it's pretty great at the moment. Like, Kor's got a really big military lead here. And the Knights, where'd the Knights go? Looks like they lost a little bit of HP here behind this. Mahosel, he's gonna lose the... He's gotta cancel it. Cancel it. Cancel it. Oh, it's gonna go down. He doesn't cancel it. And the Stonewall Gate goes down. Military units now trading out here at the front line. That's a lot of archers, though. Pavisa is getting deployed. Though he doesn't have any melee damage upgrades. Crossbow stirrups also not researched yet at this point in time. Does have a lot of pierce armor on these units, though. But the spearmen pretty much are all gone now for him. No more spearmen remaining. And sure, the Arbaletria are doing a great job here at just being a meat shield, but it's not a good enough situation here for him. It's just too many units from Kor. It looks like Kor could be in a position now to just push through here with all the income that he has behind all of that. After just taking a winning engagement like that, he's almost able to just click up to the next stage. All the traders here, he's going to have to retask them over to the other market, to a neutral market. There's just no other way for Mahosel at the moment. He's losing so many traders here now behind this. Has got enough stone in now for a keep. Where's he gonna drop a keep though? And Trade Wing behind all of this. Now gonna be coming in for core. After pushing out with a massive military here. Traders are gonna be moving around. Just not quite sure where to at the moment. They're just sitting around in the base. Not doing a lot. Moser has a lot of gold. Keep now going up, but it feels like it's just a little bit too late. And the keep from core now securing this position, making sure Mahosel is not going to be able to trade over to this market anytime soon. The trader's still just idle. At this point in time, something that you can actually do is just have the traders, as long as they're active, like you just send them over here, you click the market, you wait until they go over there, you just send them back over here again. That way you still get the passive gold from the merchant guilds. Right now, he's sitting on a lot of just idle traders at the moment. So he's not gonna get any additional economy from that. Keep at least has gone up now behind this. But you can tell Mahosel right now, he is not sure when it comes to how he should react to the situation now. And this just comes down to like this being a very tough matchup. You get the Spearmen as well, which have a lot of bonus attack range for the Abbasid dynasty, so they can always reach from like 2 tiles. Well, not 2 tiles, but like from 2 army rows. Seeing men-at-arms coming in now as well, but it's not just archers for core, they're crossbowmen as well. Behind those sacred sites have now been captured, and we can just see the economy. It's been plummeting for Mahosel. He's moved out to the deer now with 21 villagers. That's a lot of just easily accessible economy to raid, and okay, it looks like that's the game. That's game. Okay, I'm not sure why it booted us out there at this point in time, but we're gonna take a quick look back at the stats here. So we are sure, yeah, indeed, it is just the game ending after that situation. I suppose there, Mahosel, he just saw the age up coming in from core. It's weird. Sometimes the game just kind of like boots you out at the end of it. Oh, that's already another game. But yeah, core, a lot more food in the tank. Look at the timeline, military count, and yeah, even though like army counts, they weren't too drastically different, and sure, arballetry, they do get a lot of bonuses here against the army, especially with the Pavisa deployed. It just wasn't enough in the end. And core taking the military lead here and just aging up behind that. Mahosel knowing, okay, I am not in position to follow up with the age up anytime soon. Very far behind when it comes to that. Villagers very idle there towards the end. It looked good as long as the trade was active there for Mahosel. Like we can tell, resource gathered overall, he was fairly even to core. But in the end, like as soon as the trade gets idle, that's kind of where you're starting to just fall behind. Ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this game. I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, feel free to maybe leave a like on the video. Maybe even consider subscribing in case you want to see more content like this here on YouTube. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. All right. Unfortunate that just booted us out of the game there at the end. I'm gonna quickly look for some more good games that maybe we could spot out on the ladder. So let's see, what do we have going on here right now at the moment? We're gonna look for 2v2 games. All right, I think I found one from Ravane, actually. So I'm gonna quickly copy out Ravane's username. In order to avoid any spoilers, I'm gonna quickly switch it over to this screen right there. We don't need this one here at the moment. All right, let's see. Okay, we found our next game. Who's starting? Is this a new pro? Yeah. Big new pro indeed. All right. I'm loading up our next game. I gotta get like something that like Farmman had, a screen where he's just looking for the next game. There we go. All right, get everything going here. Everything's looking good. Okay. So, let's jump into this one. There we go. We got another game from Core. All right, I'm getting ready. Hello and welcome everyone to another castle game of Age of Empires 4. Today, we're going to be looking at Squiggly Lines McGee, playing as the Byzantines in the color purple here on Gorge. I'm just kidding. His name is not actually Squiggly Lines. It's Ravane. Ravane, for those of you that aren't familiar with him, he's the #1 player from Saudi Arabia, currently sitting on rank 11 on the world leaderboard. So definitely very, very high up there at the moment. On the opposite side, playing in the color orange, as per usual, it's Core. Core W, playing as a Chinese here on Gorge. Core currently sitting on rank number 39 on the world leaderboard. So two absolute giants here battling it out against each other. Top 40 for Core and top 20 for Ravane, our Saudi Arabian oil prince. Speaking of oil, he's playing as the Byzantines, so oil is definitely going to be coming in plenty here in this one. So we got a game opening up between Chinese and Byzantines and Core. Looking at the opening here from him, he's opting to go for the no IO opening. So currently something that we see like more often than previously, it's a no IO opening, where instead of opening up with the Imperial Official, you just try to rush up your Imperial Academy age up a lot quicker and then get the discounted Imperial Officials from that. A little bit of a downside, you don't have the early supervision to get some bonus food from the sheep that you gather up early on, and it's going to take you a little bit of time to get your taxes out. Benefit, your feudal age is going to be a lot quicker, meaning you benefit a lot more from the gold that you get from the from your landmark. So landmark bonus comes in a little bit quicker. Also, Song Dynasty is going to be a little bit slower, usually, or at least you're going to have to pull more villagers for it. I think it has its merits in many situations. For example, when you want to start on deer, or if you want to go for double scout, that's where I can really see like the no-IO build being really good. Or when you want to go for like a really good timing Barbican rush, that's where I personally see that build coming in quite handy. Speaking of age up, Imperial Academy now coming in for Core. On the other hand side, we do have Ravane's Grand Winery now coming up. Cistern has been placed in the back, so did buff up the wood line, the sheep, and the gold. Next Cistern probably going to get dropped relatively close to the Grand Winery in order to boost up the berry gathering speed here. Indeed, this could be a great map spawn here for Barbican Rush. There is the option for that. Lots of sheep have been brought back by Core, counting 11 sheep here for him. Looking on the other hand side, gonna check out Ravane, and he's bringing back... Where's the scout at the moment? The scout's over here. He's bringing back 11 sheep as well, so pretty even sheep split now between the two players. There's actually one sheep still sitting over here. Maybe one of these players will find it as the game goes on. Let's take a quick look, see what the scouting pattern was so far. Very interesting scouting pattern from Ravane, actually. Going over to his opponent's side like that. That is not commonly how this map gets scouted. On the other hand side, Core, he did something somewhat similar. He scouted on this side, then went over to that side, back, and then looked for this side. It's really interesting that the sheep count is so even, considering how this went. Core just got an additional extra 1 sheep. And Ravane has the chance to get an additional 1 extra sheep over here. So it's a very even sheep split here between these two players. That's not usually how it goes. Usually, like, one player finds like 1 billion sheep and the other finds 0. And our oil prince is getting in that oil. So much oil that you just get with the Grand Winery here. 80% of the resource gathered from the berries is going to be converted into olive oil. That gives you the ability to just make a lot of mercenary units, so a lot of bonus military that could be coming in here for Ravane. Mercenary house now coming up in Core behind this. Looks like it's going to be a Pro Scouts build from him. We do see Pro Scouts in queue at the moment. maybe he wasn't 100% sure which game plan he wanted to go for, because the timing here is a little bit delayed. But it's still gonna be a very nice Pro Scout timing, just courtesy of being able to supervise that that upgrade. So 30 seconds, it's gonna be coming in. Now he's just gonna be able to supervise the stable and get a lot of scouts out really, really quickly. Mercenaries, it looks like we are gonna be seeing some Keshiks coming out from Vane. So we'll probably want to be a little bit aggressive with those. Now Core, he has opened up with the stable. Horsemen aren't gonna cut it if you want to like fight against Keshiks. First couple of Keshiks already in queue. We do now see the archer range coming in from Ravane. So this is a little bit unusual. Typically we don't see this army composition from the Byzantines. It's gonna be a Keshik and archer composition. This is very reminiscent of how Mongols or how French play, with their armored cavalry in combination with archers. I like this approach overall from Ravane here. It's something a little bit different. He has gotten in his economy upgrades behind all of this as well. So his economy overall looking really, really strong. Now Core, though, is able to get in the deer. Nice and safe under his TC. So he's going to have a very great, safe food income source for himself. Does also spot out the Keshiks here. Is going to try and run away. 1.94 charge speed, but the horseman, 1.88 movement speed, is going to be able to outlast the charge and now just going to run away from that situation. We do also see supervision now coming in on the barracks from Core, so he's going to want to get some spearmen out now to try and deal with these Keshiks that came in. Behind this, we just see more and more archers in production from Ravane. And he's getting them out really quickly as well. Only 11 seconds per, and that is because on the second level of the Cistern buff that he's getting here, he's getting a 40% creation speed increase on these. Now also Blacksmith coming in for Rain. Already has the resource to get some upgrades from that. Keshik still running around trying to find some potential avenues for damage. Nice little horseman raid here for Core. Might potentially get a villager, doesn't quite get it. Good micro here from Ravane, only sending the weak villager back and having the remaining villagers attack in order to body block. Horsemen will have to be careful here. Core does realize and pull them back. He's gonna lead a lot of horsemen, a lot of spearmen here against this army composition right now. Similar as how you want to play against French, mass horsemen, mass spearmen. That way you're gonna be able to take the fight against the archers. But the archers have been hidden here from Core for the entire game. Core doesn't know that it's gonna be archers. So his response with the spearmen, with his own horsemen, man, talking is difficult. He's gonna be on quite a bit of a delay. He does still have the ability to supervise, but oh, he's now gonna see it. He is just now gonna see it. Core pulling the villagers inside the village, and it's just gonna have to pull him back now for the time being. Has enough resource for the age up, but I doubt that he can really go for the age up at this point in time. Ravane chasing behind the spearmen. Supervision has come in on the horsemen, only 9 seconds per. That's already 12 archers. Blacksmith upgrades should also be just about coming in. Nice little split here from Core. Keeps the spearmen in the back. Tries not to get them sniped, but Core is asleep on the steering wheel. Is able to get away with most of them for the time being. A couple more spearmen sitting around here, but the horsemen should be able to find some great picks here. Keshik's out of position. Horsemen coming in for the dive. That's a great amount of archers going down now. They are going to start to rally back with the Keshiks though. Now Core once again will have to be a little bit cautious. Spearman coming in for the dive. But it's enough archers now to start one-shotting. Keshiks coming in. Couple of horsemen stuck on the Keshiks. Spearmen attacking the archers. Difficult fight to take. The horsemen, they're so clumsy when it comes to the formation around here. And the spearmen, they're shift click onto the Keshiks, but they're having such big issues with the pathing here. Archers clean the entire front line up. It is so difficult to play with melee-only units against this mixed composition of ranged and melee. And Core, losing so many units here, destruction value absolutely through the roof. Behind this, the Keshiks, they're completely free for Ravane. He's not paying a thing for them. He's paying nothing for them other than the olive oil, which he just gets passively. Really interesting army composition, and now the switch into the Limitanei, so triple unit composition now coming in for Vervain. Core at the moment still has a lot of food under his TC, but he hasn't gathered up the remaining deer so far. Only has a single scout remaining, and this hurts him quite greatly at the moment. He is now getting in a couple more... No, that's a misclick. No, Core! Oh no. Oh no. The one scout that was meant to bring back the food to the village. He's biting off more than he can chew. Core, does he notice? Does he realize? He does realize. He does pull the scout back. At the same time, though, this kind of alerts Vervain because you can actually see the boar move through the fog of war. He's gonna see, oh no, the boar moved. Something's over here. I'm gonna check it out. And indeed, check out he will. All of his military is now moving over towards that side. Is still following behind all of this. Just because of the potential of villagers maybe going over there but retreating into the corner. Spearman will have to be careful. There's the archers. That's a fight that Vervain can take. Core does realize, should pull back. Scout goes a little bit too close, loses the scout now as well. Behind this though, tries to get a little raid in. Unsuccessful though, doesn't kill a single villager. Barbican of the Sun now going up for Core, wants to protect the gold vein, wants to protect the food that he's got out there. But he needs to transition into some Jugudu. Behind this though, it looks like he kind of wants to go for an age up, but this feels very greedy considering the situation that he's in. Behind this Vervain, he is doing the transition over to the olive groves, which means that he can't get a lot of Kashyyyks out at the moment as he's not getting in the quick berry influx with the oil. And a couple of villagers do get picked apart by Core, but he did lose a good bit of horsemen. Speaking of horsemen, he's losing. Has to be careful here. At the same time, Barbican is getting spotted out. Units out of position. And the food under the TC has just run out for Core. He's got no other option but to commit to this now. These Limitanei, they're still Dark Age. Core, pulling the villagers, needs to get that Barbican up. Archers. There are no blacksmith upgrades for Core. He doesn't have the last blacksmith upgrade. The Pierce armor is missing. Only has the melee damage. He's losing so many villagers now. Vervain losing a couple more units now underneath the Barbican. But value gained overall. And a lot of idle time forced for Core as well. He has to reinvest. We still don't see a Jugudu switch at this point in time for him, though. Supervision Iron Undermesh now coming in. And Prescott's play just hasn't really paid off for Core yet. Behind this, the farm transition in full flood. And the third cistern has already been added in. Vervain now also moving out to the berries, adding in an outpost just to be sure. And this is looking grim right now for Core. He needs Jugunu against us. The Jugunu deal relatively well with Kashyyyks due to the low health pool. But at this point in time, I'm looking at the resource of Vervain. He's ready to click up to Castle Age. Just a little bit more gold needed. What's the age of choice going to be? Golden Horn Tower. Makes a lot of sense. Golden Horn Tower now going to be coming in here. Horsemen try to go for another raid, but the army from Vervain is ready over there. Villagers pull back as Vervain also tries to go for his own little raid. And now additional barracks getting put up. We got 2 barracks, 2 archer ranges. Together with the Cistern influence, these are going to produce a lot of units really, really quickly here for Vervain. Last horseman picked off there as well. Imperial Academy Core at least able to age up behind this now as well. He invested a lot more into scouts now and trying to get the remaining couple of deer in. He's not ready for farm transition yet at this point in time. Definitely is going to need those deer. Gets the age up in behind all of this as well, but he is now officially behind an economy. And that is not a situation that you want to be in when you're up against the Byzantines. Because not only are they even an economy, but they also increase their gather rate by 18%. And to top it all off, they get bonus resources from the farms. So you can see here, for like every 15 food that gets dropped off, it's going to be an additional 5 olive oil. That's like a 30% resource increase. First monk already out on the map. He's gonna start picking relics off. Core behind this, also getting in his own monastery, but this relic, that is not gonna be up for grabs anymore. Knights now coming in, but we do already have Midnight out. Varangian Guards getting followed up in with as well. Core did at least put an archery range up, so could now go for his own crossbowman. But it kind of feels bad making crossbows when your opponent already has like 25 archers out. Knights could at least potentially raid. Still, the Keshiks are here. Looking around the base from Core, trying to find any potential avenue to do some damage. Core does realize as though he does have this landmark, so he is gonna see the Keshiks. Imperial Official has to be careful. Core micros this one back. Scouts are gonna be able to body block the charge. Does give Ravane the information though that Core is now on the deer again. We do have a single knight over here, trying to do some damage. Individual units getting split off here from Ravane. Core trying desperately to get some of these relics in. Relic is going to get picked up, but Ravane is going to intercept this. Knights have to be careful. Doesn't lose any one of them. But the vetted up archers should be able to find the monk here. Indeed they will. Only one firing though. Now the other one's firing as well. Spearman coming to the rescue. And they noticed that this relic has gone missing behind this. Another one is coming back for him as well. So relic advantage should be going over to Ravane in this game. And he's just going to put them inside of the Grand Winery. Is going to be able to use them to just get more and more units out. This building here at the moment, the Golden Horn Tower, not in the influence. Not in the influence, so that is something that Ravane definitely will want to adjust here, get another cistern up on this side. Because Golden Horn Tower in the influence, it's going to produce these units incredibly quickly. Lots of golems also coming out behind this. At the moment, Dialectus is selected here, so units aren't coming out too quickly. Looks like Core has actually been able to kill a couple more villagers over here. Imperial Official gets sniped out over here. Core hasn't reacted yet to the raid. Keshiks are going to get some good damage in. Kill an Imperial Official as well as 2 villagers. Maybe even the 3rd villager. Now 3 villagers do go down. Behind this, Core's gold's about to run out. He doesn't have the map control to be able to go anywhere else for gold though. Still, is going to be able to at the very least gather up the taxes here. He doesn't have Imperial Examinations yet, so tax gather rate is going to be rather slow. And the food is running out underneath his TC. He's got nothing in the tank. Nest of Bees now coming out, but that's not a Clock Tower Nest of Bee. It's a normal, regular Nest of Bee. Courtesy of the Imperial Palace. Behind this, Ravane. He's got a very solid farm transition behind this now. Gonna take a look. How many are there? That's already 20 olive groves for Ravane. Seeing a monk trying to potentially find a relic still, but looking at this military count now, it is just too much. Core doesn't have the answer to that. He's actually floating a lot of resource, but that's probably just because he doesn't know what unit to make against this mass. You just need a lot of units of your own, but he can't really get that army out. Right now, just mass mining a lot of stone in order to try and potentially get a keep up, secure a position where he can then maybe at least gather up some resources over here. He's got access to the berries and the gold, some wood as well. Can he get enough stone in time, though, as Ravane is just now closing in on Core? I think the answer is no. Double Nest of Bees gonna be coming in, but Ravane, he's no stranger to YOLOing his military into the siege. Does choose to back off for the time being, though. Looks like he does respect the Nest of Bees, but one is just going a little bit too far here. Ravane now, spread army formation. He's gonna try again. Nest of Bees firing. Pulling back behind it now. Villagers are gonna have to pull back as well. Otherwise, it will go down. Nest of Bee coming in. Varangian Guards. Berserk also used now behind this. Archers focusing the crossbows. And the man-at-arm frontline just isn't dying for Ravane behind this. Nest of Bees getting some great shots out, but it's not enough from the looks of it. Nest of Bees go down. Core has no military left, no food in the tank. No way for him to produce army now at this point in time. Crossbows diving in deep. Another great nest of B-shot. But the military flood just keeps going. So many units coming out from Ravane behind this. And no way for Core to stabilize now. Outpost and a keep now going up for him. Villagers thinking that now it's safe. The military has passed. He can go back onto stone. There are still traces of units remaining here. Keshek's coming in as well. Ravane is going to find these units out over there. Core behind this. I don't think... Yeah, he's losing another Imperial official here. And Ravane just diving. Just going for more and more villager kills. Core behind this. I don't know how, but he's managed to also kill a lot of villagers. Killed 16 villagers this game. But doesn't feel like it's enough. Lots of units going down here at the very least. But Core just doesn't have anything in queue at the moment. And there's still a lot of military out on the field. And GG gets called. Ravane winning this game on Gorge against Core. Man, oh man. What a close one. I feel like if Core just managed to get the Pro Scouts in a little bit earlier, maybe had a Shuganu transition here, this fight that was taken over here just kind of broke the camel's back in this one. In the end, Ravane is going to be able to get the victory in this one. Once again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to maybe leave a like on the video. It does help out a lot. Maybe even consider subscribing if you want to get notified whenever we upload more content like this here on YouTube. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. All right, got another one. Nice. Besides that, Byzantines are stupidly strong. They are fairly strong. They do mass a lot of units really, really quickly. That's kind of like the thing, right? Do we observe another Core game? Let's see. I want to do my find good games again. See if maybe we can find any interesting games that are going on live on the ladder. Core versus Puppy now? Is that actually happening right now? Let me check. I see that he's been in game for like 18 minutes. Yeah, it's Cypher Doodlebug. All right, we're going to observe that one. That is indeed what's going on. All right. This is going on live on the ladder right now. Gonna put on our caster mode behind this. All right. Let's switch over. Overlay. Hello and welcome to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in the color orange, as is tradition at this point in time, we got the one and only, you know him, you love him even more. It's Core W, playing as the Chinese on Himeyama. And on the other side, he's infamous. Everybody knows him, everybody loves him. It's Cypher Doodlebug in the color green, playing as the Iobits. Cypher Doodlebug. Dude, he's been everywhere. Cypher Doodlebug, he's a... Okay, I'm solving the mystery right now. It's not actually Cypher Doodlebug. Actually, it might be the real Cypher Doodlebug. We don't know if that's always been his second identity. This is Puppy Paw. Goated player in Age of Empires 4. And right now, I want to say firmly sitting in the top 4 when it comes to tournaments. And probably also in the top 4 when it comes to games on ladder. This guy is an absolute beast. Core on the other side. Also familiar, of course, with the occasional giant. As he does from time to time fell those even on the ladder. So this is not by any means a one-sided game at all between these two. Core, he's been known to slay players like Beastie. I don't think he's slain Marine Lord yet, but to be fair, it's probably just because Marine Lord barely plays ladder at all. Slain players like Demu, Puppy Paw, Wham, left and right, Core. He's a man that can do it all. And this one's going to be an interesting one. We're here on Himeyama, and we're witnessing the Chinese against Ayubits. And already an interesting opening here for Chinese, as we got Core opening it up with double scout. And look at just how much vision he already has on the map. Hasn't found the greatest amount of sheep. 3 on this one, 6 on this one. Is going to find another one over there. Cypher Doodlebug, our resident Puppy Paw sleeper here. Only found 4 at this point. There's still more to be had as well. And looks like Core is going right for that. The Chinese civilization, they got so much line of sight on the scouts in the Tang Dynasty. Tang Dynasty does give scouts additional line of sight, and Core is going to make full use of it here with the double scout play. So not only is this going to be great for transition into pro scouts, as you will already start off with 2 scouts that can immediately gather up deer. Oh my god, Core, he's going to find so many sheep in this game. But also, he's going for the no AO opening. That perfectly synergized with this one. I've played against this build before from Core. It's quite strong. It's pretty good. It's a nice double scout, no AO synergy that's going on here. Puppy Paw behind this, he is opening up with the military wing reinforcement. That means that every 90 seconds, well, not every 90 seconds, actually every 120 seconds, he is gonna spawn a Desert Raider. Pretty good unit. It's got ranged, it's got melee attack, pretty nasty melee attack. It can switch between them. And you're probably not gonna say no to a free unit, I would suppose. I'm gonna quickly check. Where is Puppy Paw Scout here at the moment? So he's actually only found these 4 sheep. Yeah, there's like no sheep remaining at all. Core, he's found them all. 14 sheep underneath the TC. That's kind of disgusting. And we're gonna take a quick look over at this scout, because this scout right now, this is a very, very sad scout. He went out all day to try and find sheep, trying to feed his family. And he comes back home with just rotten scraps at the end of the day. Unfortunate, unfortunate. But that's not a big issue for the Ayubit. They're a berry civilization. They get berries. They don't care. Berries gather up faster than deer. They don't mind. Behind this, do we already have any upgrades coming in? Any particular upgrades at this point in time for Core? None quite coming through yet. Pro Scouts hasn't been researched. First Desert Raider is gonna be coming in soon. Core has at the very least scouted this A-Job wing here from his opponent. And he also sees that Puppy Paw is very heavy on gold. 5 villagers already. So chances are that Puppy Paw will probably go for Fast Castle A-Job now behind this. Typically that's with the economic wing growth, just because you get a ton of villagers with that. And you also further increase the amount of berries that you have per berry bush. From 350 to 450 as soon as you place the mill down. Puppy Paw doesn't actually conserve his berries at the moment. He's just gathering through them. It could also be the Culture Wing logistics. You can get 3 dervishes that permanently AoE heal, and you can just immediately vacuum up all the relics around the base, around the map. It's pretty disgusting. Core behind this, double horseman opening, is going to allow him to deal relatively easily with this Desert Raider, as the Desert Raider is still a ranged unit, does have that ranged unit tag. Oh, Core. Nice little bait there. Is not going to fall for the charge onto the scout. Desert Raider still deal quite nicely with the horseman. So yeah, Core is going to have to be careful, but Desert Raider is going to go down here. Second one isn't too far off though, only 40 seconds remaining. And Core's actually, he's almost destroying it. Oh no! He's almost destroying the mining camp. It's going down. He destroyed it! Cypher Doodlebug without a mining camp, getting caught slacking. He does have wheelbarrow, so the next drop-off is still going to be enough for the age up. But he's gonna have to remake that mining camp here. Oh, can he get the scout? Can he get the scout? One more hit. Gets the scout. Important vision denial. Making a little bit of food, and age up is gonna get economic wing industry. Puppy Paw, what are you doing in this game? He's going industry wing, 800 wood and 400 stone that he gets upon completion. That is enough for a TC. 1.5 TCs pretty much. If he gets like a little bit more stone in, he can just immediately drop double TC with the age up. Puppy just playing with his food? I'm not so sure if he should. Because sometimes, you know, it's like with a pineapple. You eat the pineapple also eats you at the same time. Behind this, Pro Scouts is thoroughly active, so lots of food is now going to be coming in for core, and that really limits Puppy Paw's options here in this game when it comes to food. Puppy Paw also moving out, back again onto the gold. Wants to get an outpost up. These horsemen are kind of battered and bruised up at the moment. Core, does he realize? Does he realize what's going on here? He does see it now. But there are enough villagers and the horsemen are weak enough, so... chances are he is still gonna get a villager kill. And he's also gonna kill the Desert Raider. Horsemen still, they're so weak right now. You can just look at them wrongly and they're gonna go down. Villager is gonna go down as well though, so Core able to pick up a lot of villagers and kill 2 Desert Raiders so far in this game. Definitely not a bad spot for him to be in. He does also know that the age up is still coming in for Puppy Paw. And we're gonna have to see exactly what Puppy Paw is gonna do with this economic wing industry. Something that is important to note here, Core is taking away the deer from his opponent. So outside of the berries and the shoreline fish, Puppy Paw won't have a lot of good food sources here going for him. And Horseman once again returning. They haven't had enough yet, but Desert Raid is also coming out again. Core actually heavily investing into Horseman again. That feels very risky considering your opponent now has the ability to, you know, makes a certain unit that deals very nicely with that. We do see now a switch up into the barracks as well. So it makes a lot of sense. Horseman might be able to pick up another Desert Raider. Behind this, Puppy Paw, not just the second TC, but also immediately the double Mosque play behind this. First Camel Lancer also coming out here for him. Desert Raider, is he gonna survive? Is gonna survive. Picks off a Horseman there as well with the outpost. Call behind this, now also looking for his own age up. Actually gets a Barbican up on his gold first as well. Just to make sure that he's gonna be safe there. Deer still getting picked up behind this. Shift clicked also onto... is he actually... yeah, he is shift clicking over here as well. So yeah, he's just gonna pick off all the deer here. And that is super important for him. First Camel Lancer is moving around over here. Where's he moving on to? Just to an attack move as well onto the sacred site here. Now maybe moving on to... yeah, behind the base of Core. Core, though, he doesn't have to be too afraid here at this point in time. There's still no archery range or anything like that out from Puppy Paw. He is just now making his first dervish, and now the archery range also coming in. I'm very confused when it comes to like calling out who is ahead and who isn't at this point during the game. It's very tough for me to say. Because on one hand, China economy just is good baseline, Core killed villagers. But on the other hand, it looks like Core actually had some idle time on his own TC. As he has only had like 2 villagers considering he killed 4. And he has made Imperial officials, so there must have been at least some idle time on the TC. Camel Lancer doesn't have any upgrades going for himself, so is actually taking some heavy damage there from the TC. Needs to be careful with that. Behind that, these deer haven't yet been really picked up by Core. Oh. Picks off the first Camel Lancer there as well. Relic so far, first one is being brought back. Core does notice this now. Should also really work on getting the last deer pack in as well. Now these villagers can go back to work again. There we go. Scouts, unfortunately, not known for their incredible base damage. They actually have so little damage that the Camel on ease, instead of giving them -1, it gives them +1. Wait, actually? Do they actually do 2 damage? Instead of just 1? Let's check. Let's check. Is that actually what's happening here? I mean, I know relic math is really bad, but that is something else. I gotta see that. Instead of doing, like, they do +1 damage? 101 HP on this dervish right now. Next hit. They do 2 damage! Wait, no, the other one did 1 damage then. They do 2 damage! They do 2 damage! No way! No way! What? I've never seen that before. Camel on East, buff scouts. Wait. Oh, never mind. Never mind. I'm taking it back. I'm taking it back. Core had +1 damage upgrade. And it turned it from 2 damage into 1.6 damage. So instead of negating the +1, it turned it into a red +1. That would have been fun. Guy, come on. You were sold on it as well. Everybody was sold on it. Everybody was sold on it. Don't tell me otherwise. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. We do have the Spearman defending over here. Still, Puppy Paw. Looks like he is going to be getting most of the relics in. A-drop has been reached at this point in time for Core, though. Is now pumping out crossbows and spearmen. But this army composition from Puppy Paw, it's a very solid counter against this. Archers and Camel Lancers together are extremely strong and kind of overbearing. Mainly because there's actually a bug at the moment with Camel Lancers. When a Spearman braces, the Camel Lancer doesn't get stunned. You see, he immediately attacks. Usually, when cavalry gets stunned by a Spearman brace, they aren't able to attack immediately. Camel Lancers are immediately able to attack and move. Which is why you can kind of like just charge in. The Spearman is gonna be stunned after the brace. The Camel Lancer isn't. It's because the camel, not a horse. Thank you. Yeah, true. For those of you wondering, we are also streaming on Twitch live at the moment, twitch.tv/Crackety here, in case you want to catch us live as we do cast these games. I'm going to try and keep chat interaction to a minimum, though, as I don't want to confuse our poor YouTube audience here behind this. We also got some nice walls coming up behind this for Puppy Paw. Some good old whamming going on here behind this. So he's going to be able to close off the map, pretty much. First couple of farms have already come in. And Core, is he able to at least get 1 relic in? He's trying to, at the moment. Scouts getting taken down by the archers. Still has a lot of scouts remaining. Puppy Paw is picking up the remaining couple of deer here. I mean, that's still like 5 deer. That's totally worth it. That is totally worth it. Scouts? Wait. Never mind, it's not all scouts. There was a lancer as well. Killing 2 villagers. Alright, so economy even, considering that Puppy Paw has been on 2 TC for like the last 5 minutes. That's pretty good. And Core, he's got a lot of resource at the moment. He just needs to get the units out. Puppy Paw now behind this, also investing into some Ghoulam. So a lot of units coming out from both sides. Core, Palace Guards, Jugenu, Crossbows, Spearmen, a little bit of everything. A little bit of everything. Anything but cavalry, because of course you do always have to deal with that camel on ease, which, you know, makes it kind of hard for you to really justify going into cavalry. Camel Lancer barely scrapes by. Scout. Well, it's not a scout, it's a lancer, but yeah, not able to get the pick off there. Core at the moment does have a good military count. He still has a good amount of food remaining under his TC, but he will have to go on the aggression here relatively soon. Puppy Paw, he's just doing his best at the moment to completely wall off the map. Core just now starting as well with some walls. But double sacred sites locked in behind this, and 4 relics as well, so Puppy Paw, he's got a solid, just completely passive gold income. We take a look, no villagers on gold at all behind this. He's getting 600 gold per minute. That is very, very strong for him at the moment. Or he needs to take a fight before the deer run out. Because after deer run out, he's going to have to transition over to berries, and that's when his income is going to be lacking quite a bit. Piper trying to take the shoreline fish behind this. He's got really solid food income, actually better food income than Core. The overall income is just looking very, very solid here. And now, Siege coming in, the Manjanik. This is also a natural choke point that he will have to be very careful with. Looks like Core potentially saw the Manjanik, decides to pull back here for the time being, instead of pushing through. There aren't any crossbows at the moment out here for the Ayub players, so just a mass Palace Guard play could prove pretty deadly here. Golems, of course, they do also do additional damage to Palace Guards compared to normal men-at-arms, as Palace Guards have less melee armor. And they are quite tanky, but they're not as tanky as Abbasid men-at-arms. They don't have that additional 40 HP that they get with the bootcamp upgrade. Knight over here is gonna go down. Mangonel is getting into position. Gets a not so great shot off, considering just how clumped up the units were there. And is gonna get taken down. Units here, tanking up the front line. Dervishes trying to out-heal, but Core, he's taking a good fight at a good timing now. And this front line of archers isn't able to quite hold up against this now. Crossbows keep pushing in. There's also a good amount of Shugunu in there behind all of this. Shugunu being microed onto the archers. Meanwhile, the crossbows taking down all the armored units. Core is taking an amazing fight here against Puppy Paw. And this is looking kind of dire now for Puppy Paw. He doesn't have any military units remaining. Food is really low on him. He's only on farms right now. Doesn't have any stone either. He only has gold. Needs a market maybe to trade out for some additional food now. He's struggling. Additional mansion. He comes in. Core, why are you pulling back? No. Puppy Paw in this situation now sending a ton of villagers over to stone. He needs to keep up in his base. He needs a siege. He needs to defend himself. Core, why you pull back? He's doing a farm transition behind this. Moving out to his own berries as well. There is still the Sacred Site victory condition active behind all of this. Manjanik, but Core has got more than enough units here. Just needs to micro his army onto his opponent's army, and then he'll be fine. Fight comes in. Shugunu do great damage against the Manjanik. Manjanik goes down. Frontline getting decimated as well. Core in a great position here. Just needs to push through. He's getting stuck on the buildings. Pushes in further. Attack with ranged units. Sometimes being really annoying. Focusing the buildings instead of the units that are in the line of sight. Core now pushing in further. Pushing in deeper. He smells blood. And he's out for Puppy Paw's life now, as he pushes in deep. Villagers have to get idled out. Jugunu remaining onto the archers. Camel Lancers, not gonna be enough. And the Jugunu getting some great hits in. Trading out against the archers. Puppy Paw's entire economy is here in the backline. That's a lot of spearmen that could be used at the front line. Puppy Paw has just about enough resource now for a keep here in the back of his base. But the entire front side could be forfeit now. Stone should be coming in. Keep will likely get dropped back here. And more villagers going down. No keep coming in yet. There it is. That's the keep. That's the panic keep if I've ever seen one. Doesn't actually protect the wood line in the back though. More units coming up, but it's 45 military to just 10. And Core, it looks like he's doing it. Rams now also coming in from him. He's going to take down the infrastructure. Cypher Doodlebug. He moved out to the shoreline fish, already depleted the first one there. Core now moving out to stone. He's got his farm transition going. At least 12 farms over here. And that is out on the berries. That's still very good food income for him. Meanwhile, on the other hand side, Puppy Paw not looking so hot. Villagers moving out to other resource here. More archer ranges coming in. He's spamming out these archers, but there's still Jugunu remaining. And of course just goes into mass palace guards now. There's not a lot that Puppy Paw can do. Doesn't look to be on his agenda for the time being though. More rams coming in. First production building now going down. And the infrastructure is starting to suffer. Sacred sites have been decapped on both sides. Lots of villagers gathering the berries over here. Dervish is kind of scouting that out. And we do have a Desert Raider. Desert Raider. Usually I would say, sure, the villagers, they can just fight, but the Desert Raider has so much melee armor, villagers barely tickle them. If it was just the horsemen, sure. The Desert Raider changes that up, though. Now the Manjanique now coming in. Where's, of course, military production behind this? I'm missing a significant amount of palace guards. He does have 8. 8 is not a bad number. Up Hoipo right now, he's only spamming out archers. I mean, sure, buildings are going down here. Up Hoipo still probably feels fine behind us. We now got a single Lancer going for some raids. It's some good damage that Core can do here. And he's also taking down a lot of these buildings by Puppypaw. He's on 2,000 wood per minute. He probably doesn't mind. He can easily afford reinvesting into these buildings. Core, he's walking up. He's going to try and take down the Manjanique. It's getting pulled back, though. Manjanique getting pulled to the back. Has to be careful, of course, to be so careful here with this fight. Still takes it. Military numbers are starting to somewhat equalize between them. Palace Guards now at the front side, though. Oh, that's a great hit from the Manjanique. Manjanique should eventually start to go down now, though. It does go down. And the front line is now gone for Core. He still has a lot of income, though. He should be still in a great position when it comes to remassing and taking this fight again. There aren't any units inside of this TC. Which means that the TC isn't really contributing to these fights right now. Where's Core's military? He still has like a lot of units out there. They're just not where they need to be right now. Rams are starting to get slowly taken down. Monastery's getting rebuilt, and Core, he's actually invested into a lot of religious units, but he doesn't have the map control inside of Puppypaw's base anymore in order to try and snipe these relics out now. Now reinvesting into the Jugunu. Core, he's floating so much economy. And Puppypaw, he still has a villager lead behind all of this. Farm transition for him now complete as well. This is kind of crazy. Puppypaw, he's rebuilt all of the houses just further out. Monastery coming out again as well. And the mass archer play. I mean, Mameluke's bravery gives them an additional 2 damage. That's pretty good, right? That is pretty good. Oh no, Core. He might get caught out here. He might just get caught out here. Oh, this could be dangerous. This could be so dangerous. Where's Core's military? It's nowhere nearby. Core. Oh, he needs to run. He needs to run. He pulls all. He pulls it all. Puppypaw sees the units moving out. The majority of the villagers is going to be able to make it to safety. The minority, though, not so much. And Core, he doesn't have the military in order to really deal with this right now. Stone walls coming in. But it's against Ayubits, though. Oh, this segment isn't being built at all. This at least gives Core's army time to arrive. No, it doesn't. Not really. Another segment of walls gets put up. Villagers run to the back. Does Core have enough to clean this up, though, is the question. It's not the majority. It's not everything that Puppypaw has. Core can clean this up. Core can clean this up. Put the spears in the back. You don't want to have the spears attack first, because then the veteran archers can get the bravery upgrade. Oh, he's through. Puppypaw, he's through. He's just gonna go to the back now, try and kill villagers. Villagers he's gonna kill. Core, it's time to just send the villagers inside. Take the losses. But at least demolish the army here from Puppypaw. The archers are getting completely decimated. Now the military count is even. And Core, in theory, has the better army. with the Shuganu and Palace Guards against the mass archers. And only a handful of golems at this point in time. But his economy is actually just crippled. This is unbelievable. Like, this early farm transition here has helped Core so much behind this. Well, not Core, Puppy Paw, excuse me. More units are getting idled. And this is a big issue because he's got the Shuganu. His army is moving with 1.12 tiles per second. He has to pull all the villagers from the food area, from the farms. There are a lot of units inside of this transport ship. Being transported over? That's a couple of palace guards, but yeah, at this point in time, Puppy Paw is thoroughly back in this game. Thoroughly back in this game. The farm transition has been made. Core, he had a great timing. He had such a great timing, but the lack of the farm transition and the lack of commitment with the military when he had the chance. Now Puppy Paw just has so many units out on the map. Archers barely cost any food, but wood he had plenty. Wood he had absolutely plenty, and more whamming coming in now. Wham walls being put up by the brother. By Puppy Paw. Little raid here. It feels like at this point in time probably doesn't matter as much anymore. The second TC has paid off for itself more than enough. Core at 109 food per minute. Meanwhile, Puppy Paw at 2.7k food per minute. The villager is just too busy running around here. A lot of farms now getting put up, but it just feels like it's a little bit too late. At this point in time, Puppy Paw is about to click up to Imperial Age. And indeed, Imperial Age gets clicked. It's gonna be advisors as well. The Adabex plus 20% HP, and GG gets called. Core taps out. It looked so convincing. It looked so convincing, but then the follow-up, it just wasn't there. And Core, he's gonna get beaten in this one. Cypher Doodlebug, Puppy Paw, able to come back from a clutch situations. Looking at the resource gathered, there was a great timing here, and then it just suddenly started to shift more and more, and we can see here where the farm transition just helped so much. Take a look at the food income here at the end. Considering that at the end there isn't that big of a difference, that just really goes to show how much food gathered Core was ahead early on. Take a look here. We can actually see this now. Food gathered, Core was incredibly far ahead at this point in time. Just too many spearmen. Not enough palace guards there at the end. GG gets called there by Core. Fellas, if you enjoyed this game, maybe leave a like on the video. It does help out a lot here on YouTube. Helps me out here with the traction as well. If you want to see more content like this, maybe also consider subscribing so you get notified whenever we do upload here on YouTube. Maybe also check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Crackety here, as I do tend to stream live every now and then. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. All right. Good games, good games. Ha ha ha. All right. I'm going to do another Find Good Games. I'm going to try and find one more game. I'm going to try and cast one more game, and then we're going to play some games of our own. Or we play some games of our own now. What do I see? What do I see when it comes to games? I see Cypher Doodlebug is in another game. Should we hop on and check out what Puppy's doing on a ladder? The game that he's in, if I see correctly, has been going on for like 11-ish minutes or so. There he is. Up against Numedan. Let's go. Will I play with the Abbassids today? Maybe if you sub, I'll consider it. Big love. All right. Puppy Paw up against Numedan. He's abusing Ayubits again, this time against HRE. Big abuser. All right. Let's jump into this one. Once again, while I'm casting on YouTube, I'm not going to be interacting with chat as much. My apologies. I do want to kind of like keep the feed there for YouTube a little bit clean. All right. Get it all out now. Hello. And welcome to another game of Age of Empires for another casted game. Last time, we saw Cypher Doodlebug, also known as Puppy Paw, play as their Ubits. This time, we see Cypher Doodlebug, also known as Puppy Paw, play as their Ubits. Last time it was on Himiyama, this time it's on Hillendale, and he's facing off against Numedan, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. That's right, Numedan, he's back. He is the... How do I say it? He is the... He's a turtle. He is a turtle, and there is a civilization that fits turtles quite nicely. It's the Holy Roman Empire. So it's a match made in heaven, coming together here on Hillendale. On the other hand side, Puppy Paw, he is an absolute beast overall when it comes to playing Age of Empires. In general, in the top 4, pretty much uncontested at this point, I want to say, that he's in the top 4. We take a look at like the top 5 when it comes to players, when it comes to player skill. You got your Marine Lord, you got your Beastie, you got your... I want to say Vortex if he's in great shape. And right then and there is Puppy Paw. Puppy Paw, I want to say maybe even he shares a spot with Vortex. Like Puppy Paw and Vortex are tied for 3rd place. Then after that, you got like your Wham, your Annotant, who at this point in time, I would also consider firmly comfortable in the top 5, top 6-ish. You got your Louis MTs in the top 8, definitely established around there as well. Overall, just some really, really high-level players. Numedan, he is, I want to say, like, when he's in shape, definitely in, like, the good top 20. Definitely in the top 20. He's very good. He's very good. I don't like his playstyle. I'll be open about that. I have playstyles I like. I have playstyles I dislike. And Numedan has got one that I don't really like. He's gotten under my skin a couple of times before. There are clips on my channel. I know, twitch.tv/crackerdeer here. Little self-advert there at this point in time. Where players like Numedan may have potentially gotten a little bit under my skin in the past. That's fine. That happens. We're only human after all. Age is up now here with the Archon Chapel. This Archon Chapel reminds me of my childhood when my dad used to beat me up with jumper cat. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. Doesn't quite get the golden. He's gonna have to make sure he lures in the deer there. He's gonna at least like boost up the mill, so the berries are gonna be gathered up a little bit quicker. I kind of can't help but feel like he maybe could have placed it like over here, but then it's a forward Archon. I guess this is just about like probably the best that he could have done with it. There aren't like that great spots here in this map generation for him. Puppy Paw behind this, once again, aging up with the reinforcement wing. Already has 5 villagers in gold, so looks like it's just going to be another fast castle age from him. And I think we might just see the industry wing come in again for him. So he's out on the ladder at the moment. He's experimenting. By the way, I forgot. I'm going to edit in post a little bit earlier, a little bit ahead of time. I didn't talk about the rankings of these players on ladder. The last couple of times we casted some games, I did mention the ranks that these players have on detail. I actually have to look up Numedan because I'm not sure what his ranked ladder status at the moment. He's on rank 26. 2026 ELO and spot number 26 on ladder. Cypher Doodlebug, that is one of Puppy Paw's ult, is currently on rank 46, but Puppy Paw himself, his main account, sitting on rank 4. Rank 4, so in the top 5, 2,300 elos. There is like a 300 elo difference between these two players. Holy, like the high elo, like the high level AoE4 elo bracket, it's kind of screwed. It's kind of screwed up, I want to say. It's kind of weird. And it looks like we actually have a little bit of a Pro Scouts play here coming in from Numedan. Has that in his stable, has that in the middle. Pro Scouts is coming in, and now he's just happily making Scouts. And, okay, I mean, you're gonna need Pro Scouts because this is a little bit sad. It's also a little bit sad going for Pro Scouts, considering that you're on a map like Hill and Dale, where you already start with deer in a perfectly lurable position for yourself. But the deer for Puppy Paw are actually pretty far forward. I could see a scenario where Numedan straight up just yoinks the deer here from Puppy Paw. That could be fairly interesting if that happens. Horseman now coming in. Puppy Paw just being a little bit annoying to Numedan here for the time being. Scouts now probably starting to do their job as a professional and scout a little bit. Get some of those deer in. There we go. Deer now being collected. We do get an additional horseman, additional spearman out. And then I guess, yeah, it's just going to be more scouts now. You want to go up to ideally 4 scouts for professional scouts. Because with 4 scouts, you're going to be able to pick up a deer camp in 2 trips. If you want to go from 2 trips to 1, you're going to need 3 additional scouts, which is probably not worth it. Definitely not worth it. Oh, and Puppy Paw. He is starting to lure in these deer now underneath his TC, so... Pro Scouts, if these deer come in, Numedan probably isn't going to be able to get those. Horseman now also coming in. Maybe he can still make it happen if he just, like, clicks the Horseman now onto the deer. That could still be a thing. Where's the Desert Raider? Oh, he's camping the deer over here. Ooh, that's nasty. He's actually gonna find some units there. And we are indeed seeing the Industry Ring. Once again, for Puppy Paw. So innovating once again with it. To be fair, Core would have definitely beaten Puppy Paw in the last game that we watched. When he went for that build. That was a really good timing for Core to beat Puppy Paw there. Ooh. Numedan maybe committing a little bit too much here. Outpost now coming up as well. Is Puppy Paw housed? Yeah, Puppy Paw is housed, okay. So quickly gets the emergency house in with 10 villagers. Outpost also going up. Numedan doesn't quite have the capabilities here to stop that from coming in. Desert Raider has been annoying here. We see more scouts coming in for Numedan behind this. He's now also starting to take the deer away from Puppy Paw over here. And lose a horseman there. Yeah, this isn't a dive that he can really take. H-up should be finishing up soon as well. I think in this situation, you just gotta let the opponent age up. You just mass a couple more units, and then you try to at least deny relics, like maybe wall in some relics. This one here is relatively easily walled. You wall this side, you wall that side here. Boom, don't have to care about this relic anymore. You can then potentially, like, even wall this and that, make it very hard for your opponent to bring that relic back, and then you just have, like, 2 spearmen over here, and then you can patrol over there relatively easily, and deny relics that way. It's a little bit of outward walling, but sometimes that's what you have to do, especially against these kind of, like, very quick relic type plays. There we go. See, immediately double mosque again. That was interesting. Definitely an interesting approach here from Puppy Paw. I love to see, like, this kind of experimentation on ladder. Like, this is how you start finding broken stuff that you can then use in your own games that nobody really thinks about previously. But if you, like, get the builds down correctly, and you find the timings, you find, like, the pro spots, or rather not the pro spots, but like the positive points and the negative points, and find a way to play around that, these kind of gameplay styles become very, very intriguing. Ragnar's Cathedral now coming in for Numedan. He has to be careful here with these spearmen, because the Desert Raiders, they're kind of mean. And they can kind of get animation cancel at the moment as well. Like, you see here when they're chasing, like, they kind of, like, don't really even have to move while shooting. Just running, just running. No animation cancelling coming in here at the moment for Puppy Paw. Dervish will have to be careful. It's so annoying how fast these religious units are. You can't catch them with normal spearmen, and your horsemen don't do any bonus damage to them. Dervish is getting actually quite low here now. Behind us, more deer are getting picked off. We got 2 horsemen patrolling over here. Oh, Dervish walked over the sacred site. Should alarm these horsemen. Nope. They're chilling. They are indeed chilling. And another. They're chilling. They don't care. Nubadan now reached his own age up. Prelate, out over here. Oh, he moved him from the Archon Chapel, so no inspiration here at the moment. I hear Wallow. Wallow does not go through. Relic pickoff over here, denied by Numedan. We now actually see Golems and Archers immediately. Also a stable. Already 2 Camel Lancers out at this point in time. But there are a good amount of Spearmen. 1 Camel Lancer does go down over here. 1 weak Dervish comes in. Nah, he's 2 HP. He can't possibly get away with that. And does lose the Dervish there as well. Still has 1 Dervish remaining though, and that is enough Spearmen with 1.38 movement speed. To, if you group up with the Archer, you can catch up to the other units. Oh, he has to be careful though. He can at least like take down the Archer. Because it's just so much faster with this units. Able to take this relic over here now as well. And the horsemen, they've been waiting for this. Able to find a Dervish out here. Numedan has to be careful. Oh no, Numedan! Numedan! Oh no! He loses the horseman! He got stuck on the tree. And he maybe was a little bit too greedy and got 1 additional attack in. Maybe 1 more than he should have. Numedan, he's still getting 2 relics in. But he's up against a 2 TC player now. Behind us, Puppy Paw once again able to take his steer in a situation where his opponent did go Pro Scouts. And this just shouldn't really be happening here, so yeah, Pro Scouts just not getting denied. Numedan behind us is making military units, and he's actually heavily on gold, and he's banking up food. We're gonna see a fast Imperial Age from the looks of it. There should be another Dervish coming out from Puppy Paw. We're gonna check it out. Yep, he's got 2 actually. 2 Dervishes. So far, Numedan's gotten in 2 relics. That's kind of fine because he still gets like 320 gold from these 2 relics. Ideally, though, you want to have 3, right? In this kind of matchup. But against Alubits, it's really tough as the HRE getting to a 3rd relic. Oh, units could potentially get spotted out. Spearmen focusing a little bit of the wrong units there, the Golems. They can't really do a lot against them. And yeah, 3rd relic will have to be surrendered over to his opponent. Has a lot more units in production though. Dervishes now just going for the follow-up, trying to decap some... Well, not decap, but like capture up some sacred sites. Archer's also just doing a really great job here. In a situation where Puppy Paw doesn't have a lot of food, but Archer's only costing 30 food and 50 wood, you can really pump out a lot of them just to boost up your military count. And they're not bad, especially as the Ayubids. You get Sultan's Mameluke in. If your opponent even just has like a couple of spearmen or a couple of crossbows, you kill them, you get +2 damage. Suddenly, like your next shot, even against armored units, is going to do bonus damage. A lot of additional damage. But we are now seeing the Palace of Swabia coming in. Roughly 14 minutes into the game, but the second TC from Puppy Paw was on a delay. So Numedan in a good position when it comes to being able to keep up with the villager count here as the game goes on. Good move around from Numedan, able to catch this raid before it really achieves anything. Now Palace of Swabia is gonna compete, and that means that Numedan is gonna be able to like kind of like counter boom here in this situation. He also has a good amount of military going for himself at the moment. I'm a little bit curious as to where these units are being rallied over to. Yeah, that rally point there is a little bit unfortunate. Sacred sites as well are kind of annoying here at the moment for Numidan. That's a lot of additional gold that Puppy Paw gets from this. Looks like the scouts are going to try and move out, though, to try and decap that. We also have an outpost here with a sprinkle emplacement. And Puppy Paw, he might have to think about an age up of his own here fairly soon. But then again, Numidan, he doesn't have that much food right now. There's only one deer remaining from the looks of it. Puppy Paw's moving out to the middle of the map now for food. There's still a lot of berries here. And these are all like large berry patches. That's a lot of berries every time. Little forward house as well. So usually you get like 6 berry bushes per berry spot. Here, you're getting 8. That's a lot of additional food right there. Ram's now also coming in, so Puppy Paw definitely wants to push this in now, but there we go. Bombard emplacement has come in. And Puppy Paw immediately realized, okay, never mind. Bombard emplacement, I cannot dive that. Oh my god. 1 shot, 3 units, emplacement already paid for itself. Emplacement here already paid for itself. Resource-wise. Puppy Paw trying to get some, Numidan trying to get some vision in here. Trying to see what's up. Doesn't have spyglass in yet. That would also give him a lot of additional line of sight when it comes to scouting. Speaking of vision, scouts are still relatively active here. Numidan also trying to look if his opponent is trading potentially. Isn't the case at the moment. There's no trade coming in yet. Sacred site over here has been decapped. Crossbow actually somewhat visible through the fog of war. We see some stone walls now coming in on the sides. So Numidan securing his base now as well behind this. Puppy Paw, is he aging up behind us? Yeah, he is now aging up, and once again with the advisor's wing. Hasn't done the farm transition yet. Numidan is trying to get his farm transition going now. And Numidan just about able to now overtake Puppy Paw when it comes to the villager count. Slacking behind a bit in the army count, though. Seeing some men-at-arms now coming in as well for him. And if we're seeing like mass men-at-arms with heavy maces, that could be quite good when it comes to fights for Numidan. Puppy Paw also moving out on the map for gold now. Lots of villagers on Stone as well. 18 of them. 18 for Numidan as well. What are these players doing? They really like their static defense, apparently. So probably just wants to get like a keep going on this sacred site here. Maybe a keep going on this sacred site. Also indirectly defending the gold. That would help his position a lot overall. We do have a single man Ganal at the moment for Numidan. More production buildings now coming in. A couple of farms have been added. Puppy Paw doesn't have as many farms, but he's still on berries, which is a very strong food source for him. Which we can tell by like him just being way ahead when it comes to the food income. Sacred side capture coming in once again. There's still the crossbow over here. That's a lot of units here. Numidan not going to be able to stick around, lose one of his knights, and isn't able to get the decap in there. Crossbow not moving out there, so this sacred site is coming in again. And also some military units, so it's going to be very tough for Numidan to try and recapture these sacred sites then. Puppy Paw now also in H4 after all. Look at that. Advisors are coming in. And immediately we're seeing a spam of desert raiders. Oh, this could be devastating. Also getting put into the archer ranges. Some into the barracks as well. These buildings are gonna just produce incredibly high value units now. Look at that, plus 29 HP. Normal, 145, now 174. That guy is gonna tank an additional spearman hit. Or like 3 archer shots. Or 2 crossbow bolts. And later on, you can get even more upgrades. And speaking of which, infantry support 3 additional armor on the Desert Raiders. This is gonna be a tough army to beat. I'm just gonna say it, like mass Desert Raiders with all the upgrades, because this is a very unique thing here. You can stack a lot of upgrades on Desert Raiders. So for one, you get infantry support. That's an additional 3 armor on the Desert Raiders. On top of that, Desert Raiders benefit from the advisors here, from the Adabeks, so they get an additional plus 29 HP. On top of that, do we have a monastery in? On top of that, they also benefit from Bloodlines, so that's an additional like 30% HP. On top of that, their range attack benefits from Incendiary Arrows. On top of that, their range damage attack range benefits from another university upgrade. So there's 3 university upgrades that benefit the Desert Raiders. Looks like there could be a decap coming in over here now, though. Desert Raiders are trying to move over there. Looks like they're actually gonna make it in time over as well. One villager there for the decap now as well. And yeah, with all of this melee armor, it's gonna be insanely difficult to take any decent fights up against Desert Raiders. Oh, Keep might have some issues here. Desert Raiders just focusing onto the villagers instead. How much longer for boiling oil? Still 30 seconds. I'm not sure if this Keep can survive for 30 seconds. It doesn't feel like it. Numedan just sacrificing the villagers here for it. But without boiling oil, this Keep is doomed to go down. So it just takes so long for it to come in. If he also had Slate and Stone Construction, this Keep would also just take a lot less damage from these torches. Lead upgrade has now come in. 210 HP with the advisors and 10 melee armor. That can go up to 13. Boiling oil has now come in. Gets like 1 damage instance out, but that's gonna be it. Oh, I hate this when this happens. A lot of villagers just building the same wall there. Wall is gonna go up though. And Numedan is still able to secure gold on the sides. And he still has a lot of villagers. Courtesy of the Palace of Swabia, of course. Pipo actually doesn't have that much food going for him right now when it comes to the income. Granted, Numedan's income isn't that strong right now as well, but he does have a lot on bank saved up. We're up to almost 30 Desert Raiders now. All the upgrades are coming in. I say that, but yeah, there it is. The Madrasa University being rushed up by 17 villagers. And it's 25% bonus HP with biology. These units are tanks. They are legitimately just absolute tanks. What's that? That's the Gulam upgrade. Yeah, Elite Gulam's also coming in. So Numedan, he's gonna have his job cut out for him when it comes to trying to fight against these units now. More walls coming in. They're getting rushed up there. Once again, like, Numedan has a civilization that can make battering rams, even with cavalry. Even the cavalry is able to make battering rams. Outpost going up over here. Units getting called out. And you could just tell, like, these Desert Raiders, they don't take no for an answer. Villagers getting sent out, though. Might not have seen that there's a keep out. Are gonna pay a price for it. Sees the wall, decides not to engage. The army from Numedan doesn't look that strong at the moment. We see a ton of barracks right now, but tons of barracks also means that you probably don't have the tools that you need in order to deal with this many Desert Raiders. Because they can also just switch to range damage. There we go, Bloodlines is in. 263 HP. While having an insane amount of armor on everything. There aren't even all the blacksmith upgrades in. Blacksmith upgrades are pretty much completely missing for Numedan as well at this point in time. Farm transition also not quite done yet. And the Desert Raiders. It looks like they just want to go for the keep again. Keep has been upgraded. It does have boiling oil. Is this going to be enough to deter? It is enough to deter Puppy Paw. Army also moved out here from Numedan. to meet him on the field. Look, it takes so long to kill these units. They're so tanky. Plus 88 HP. He's gonna have to take this fight, else he's gonna have to forfeit his siege. First shot comes out. Does a good amount of damage. Mangonel almost taken down. Still get some good hits in. But the archers also just able to completely obliterate the spearmen. Crossbows trying their best, but these are just ordinary crossbows. Incendiary arrows. Suddenly, the Desert Raiders do 16 damage from range with insane attack speed. 1.25 attack speed. They attack quicker than Abbasid archers while doing a lot more damage. Oh no. This field's over. Nubadan, he's lost his army. His food income isn't good enough. He's trying to pull back underneath the outpost emplacements, but they just don't do enough. The outpost emplacements straight up don't do enough. The archers able to shred all of the spearmen. I mean, to be fair, at this point, even the Desert Raiders can just shred all of the spearmen. Couple on the front line, get converted to their melee form, while the rest can just happily attack from the distance. And once again, Puppy Paw. He's doing it. The unconventional build. The unconventional opening with the Ayubids. Showing the strength of the civilization in the late game as well. When I'm trying to repair the mangonels, but it's just simply not enough. Doesn't have the upgrade on them as well. And yeah, the question really is, how does one counter mass Imperial Desert Raiders? The answer, I don't know. I don't know. And we're not even on Golden Age 5 yet, where camel units attack 20% faster. These Desert Raiders can get buffed up even more. They can still get stronger. So many upgrades that you can stack on a single unit. It is absolutely devastating. No melee unit can really deal with this thing anymore. 13 armor, not a single blacksmith melee armor upgrade even researched yet. They can go up to 13. Nubadan, not a single bit of food income at this point of time. This has to be GG, yet he does not tap out. Instead, he's making mass farms on the backside of his base. He's sending villagers over there, though. It's kind of like just leaving the snail trail of Puppy Paw to follow. And be like, oh yeah, your units are over there. Which they are. He's trying to get the food in. Making spearmen in the meantime, but this is by no means an all-in from Puppy Paw. Nevadan is a fighter, that's for sure, but I mean, we see the writing on the wall here, surely. TC has been put up in order to try and get emergency repair as well, should he need it. Stone walls have been put up by Puppy Paw on the side, so his base is not easy to raid behind this. And Puppy Paw is just burning down the farms. Streaming in more and more units across. These golems are also buffed up with the advisors, plus 45 HP. Incredibly tanky unit now at this point in time. Also has elite army tactics going for them. As Spearmen, they just can't really compete against this. A lot of their damage is also just getting negated. They do plus 34 damage. 14 is their base damage. 14 is their base damage. And 13 with the blacksmith upgrade is just gonna get denied. Puppy Paw, he said, enough. Enough of this. I'm gonna put an end to it. Numadan, he reads the writing on the wall. GG gets called. Puppy Paw does it again with the unorthodox Ayubid opening with the industry fast castle age. Fellas, let's take a quick look here at the villager card. Nubadan, the climb back was real. Resources gathered. Puppy Paw, he's just so far ahead in resources against an H3 player who's getting 40% faster economy gather rate. And it just, you wouldn't know that H3 was played this game just from looking at the resource gathered stat. How does he have this much economy in comparison? It's absolutely wild. Oh, man. Oh, man. Yeah, it's just... The life support got unplugged at this point in time. The last fight here, Nubadan just couldn't win it. Fellas, I hope you guys enjoyed this game. If you did, maybe feel free to leave a like on the video. It really does help me out here on YouTube a lot. Maybe even consider subscribing so you get notified whenever we do upload here on YouTube. Also check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Crackity here, in case you're interested for watching me live over there. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one. All right. Another one in the bag. We're getting content, guys. We're getting content for the YouTube channel. Isn't that great? Isn't that great? Now I just have to actually edit the videos and do thumbnails and upload them in a staggered way, one a day, just like other YouTubers, feed the algorithm, stuff like that. Yeah, surely. This is just something as well that I want to be able to do on days that I don't feel like streaming. Instead, I can cast 1 to 2 games. At least know, okay, I've done something. Something has been done. I didn't think for a while that in the Jubilate game with Golden Age 5, iBit has the potential to be one of the strongest civs, but games rarely go that far. Yeah, exactly. I think in general, Desert Raiders are pretty strong in the late game, just because I think all ranged cavalry units are pretty strong in the late game, just because you're able to stack so many upgrades on them. Hi, Kyril. How you doing, man? Whoo-wee. Should we keep going? I think maybe we keep going. Those were some interesting games. All right. I got a nice bot that is able to tell me good games that are going on ladder. So I'm going to use that to try and find some good games that are going on right now. That was Numidan's game. That has ended. Who's this guy playing it? Oh my god. We're going to watch another core game, aren't we? I think we're going to watch another core game. This has been going on for 21 minutes now, if I see correctly. There it is. It's against... What emoji is that even? Let me Google that emoji. Which one is that? What emoji is that? That is pleading face emoji. All right, we're gonna call him pleading face emoji. Actually, I'm gonna see. Can I find the account on AU4 World? Can I find out who pleading face emoji is? Ah, it's Cat. It's 3D Cat. It's 3D Cat. All right. Okay, we're going into it. Okay. It's 3D Cat, and he's at 2K55 at the moment. Okay. Cat's grinding. Cat's grinding. Respect. Let's go into it. Another live game that we can cast. I'm not actually sure if he's still in 3D. All right, let's switch this over and get ready. Welcome to another casted game of Age of Empires 4. Spawning in the color orange, as is tradition at this point in time. I mean, it's been tradition for the last 3 years. It's core in the color orange, playing as the Holy Roman Empire. On the other hand side, you can't see his name, because his name is pleading face emoji, and Age of Empires doesn't like emojis. We're not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. Surely the chat would get an update at one point in time that allows us to add emojis in Age of Empires. It's pleading face emoji, also known as 3D Cat. I'm actually not sure if Cat is still in 3D, as I know Anaton is no longer in 3D. But we know him as 3D Cat. I'm going to introduce him as 3D Cat, sitting on rank 19 at the moment on the world leaderboard. On the other side, Core, also in the top 50 at the moment. He is sitting on rank 45 at the moment. So 2 top level players competing against each other here on. This is a relatively tame version of Lippany. So we're not getting like insanely closed off spawns here. This is a, yeah, this is like a pretty open version of Lipany. Like you can cross past there, you can cross past here, this is open, you can go around there, you can go around that side, this is still open. Yeah, this is a pretty tame version of Lipany here going on right now. Nice, I like it. So yeah, this is Core, we know him, we love him, and this is Cat, 3D Cat. Currently, you can find him as the pleading face emoji on ladder, sitting on rank 19 at the moment. Alright, let's see what's going on here. So we got a double scout opening for Core, and good success, I want to say. Has found a lot of sheep here. We're going to quickly compare the sheep count. So that is 18 sheep at the moment for Core. And it is 7 sheep at the moment for Cat. So yeah, Cat definitely good bit behind when it comes to the sheep count. But when I'm looking at the build here, this does kind of strike me as a potential China Pro Scouts build from Cat. Cat now also aging up. I'm wondering if maybe with the double scout opening, Core might also just try and go for a double for Pro Scout opening of his own. That could be interesting. Nice potential Barbican spot over here. I feel like on a map like this, with the deer spawn like that, you could just also go for Barbican. Get a Barbican, put it up over here, and you'll have all the deer pretty safely. You can lure them in under the Barbican. And you got a nice forward, like, outpost to go as well. But we do see a lot of villagers now going over to wood, so I will assume that this is just going to be a Pro Scout play here. Mill coming up from Core, relatively early on. Still has 3 villagers on gold, has almost enough gold already for Pro Scout. So yeah, this is also Pro Scout build from Core. We can, with relative confidence, call this Pro Scout versus Pro Scout build here now between the two. In a situation where Core is a good bit ahead when it comes to the sheep. So unless Cat is able to take significant sheep gains against Core, he's going to be in a difficult spot. Speaking of difficult spot, putting the house here in the back, that could hurt Cat long game. As you typically don't want to have buildings in the back of your base as China, because you want to start using this space here for granaries. Could put him over here as well, could put him over here as well. But yeah. Of course, so far, we saw him play an insanely close game up against Puppy Paw earlier. A game which, I want to say, just with slightly better execution, would have been a great win from Core. This guy knows how to macro, how to game plan. He is a very, very good player. Never underestimate Core. He takes games off of players like Beastie, Demu, Puppy Paw, Wham, all the top players, you name them. It's a little bit of a recurring meme, Core being like a bad player or Core never wins, but there's a reason why we call him Core W. Because when he wins big time. Pro Scouts already been researched at this point in time. On the side of Cat. Also supervising the stable now for some additional. Ooh, this could be annoying though. Cat with the Pro Scout play, he's killing all the deer here before Core can lure them in. And now Core, he's gonna need units. Core, no, you can't move away. You gotta stay around here. Else Cat is just gonna steal your deer. And we are seeing the barracks coming in. This is the correct choice. I think in this situation, you gotta make units. Because you can't let the opponent player get away with taking all the deer. All of them being clicked over here as well. So Cat, he's gonna have some good food underneath his TC. Stable and barracks have been added in so far. We see Cat also moving out in order to try and sneak away some of the deer over here from his opponent. At least one deer has been lured over there underneath the Archon by Core. I think maybe now he's just going to go out with the mill over here. You don't want to give your opponent too much time to potentially take these away. You want to start gathering from them straight away. Maybe even, I think it's probably worth making additional prelate here, just to like boost the villagers up over here as well. Core spots out the scout over here, is probably going to be able to deny that scout from getting away with taking the deer. The deer at least is still going to get robbed, but it's not going to get brought back all the way to the base. Yeah, deer just gets dropped now. Yeah, and that's like one of the big changes that happened to pro scouts, is now that the scouts automatically return, you don't really have to micro with them anymore. It's become a lot more of a better play because now you have additional APM left over. You just shift click the scouts, and after that you're able to just work around the pro scouts with the remainder of your units. A lot of spearmen out already at this point in time. We actually see some men-at-arms coming in as well. Spearman is going to be able to get a kill there on the scout. Man-at-arms is going to be doing great as frontline there against these spears. But there's already a lot of them out. Pro Scout's just got to keep going on. These spears still being taken behind all of this. Right now, Man-at-Arm, that's going to be a great front line here against these. One of these spearmen already really low. Good mic from Core, microing this spearman back. And now a good age-up time behind this. Considering that Core has already made production buildings, this is a good age-up time now. I still am a big defender of the idea of making additional prelate at this point in time from the TC. He's also getting outposts out here, just going to make it harder for the enemy scouts to try and rip away, like steal any of the deer pretty much. So there's a lot of sheep underneath his TC, and that's just a big benefit of opening up with double scout here at this point in time. Pumba even getting pulled onto the spearman. Yeah, no additional prelate coming in at this point in time. Prelate over here also hasn't been moved out yet. Could get moved out. Like, I think a potential play is as soon as the age up finishes, you garrison the villagers here, put them out over there, wait 1 second for them to get inspired, and then you move the prelate out. Core does move out a little bit earlier, so these villagers, it's going to take a little bit for them to get inspired here at this point in time. And Cat, he's just rallying units right now to the relics, trying to age up himself behind this. He's actually getting Barbican and the age up. That's just the power of the deer here. A very, very strong source of food that just propels you gameplay-wise. With the resources, relic needs to be picked up soon. There we go. Gets picked up now. No inspired units yet. Is this prelate gonna move? Please move just for a second into the Archon. There we go. Perfect. Moves into the Archon. Villagers get inspired. Now you move them out again. The buff still lasts for like 30 seconds. That way you can then start getting the other relics. We're also seeing some knights come out there. Age up now finished for Cat. Doesn't have enough resource quite yet for Monastery. What units do we see? We do have double stable, so knights are gonna be in queue. Knight also coming out from Core. Cat still just trying to shuffle around the relic here. Wants to make sure that at least he sees when it gets decapped or captured up. Double spearman over here. Are gonna make taking that relic a little bit difficult. But the knight is distracting these spearmen here, while the men-at-arms now able to start doing damage over there. But the first knight also comes out now for Cat. I've double stable. It's gonna be tough for Core to really take here at this point in time. Another prelate moves out now. One moves out over here. I don't think this relic is gonna make it back in time. Crossbow's now also on the way though for Core. So he is getting a good army composition out. Horseman should be going down here. Will go down. Relic got moved a little bit closer. And this is only one spearman here at this point in time. Wallow comes in. Spearman gets converted just at the edge. Nice. This is huge for Core. Able to get that relic in. Now enemy monk tries to get a relic in as well, but double men-at-arms and crossbow is going to be able to deter that from happening. Oh. Core loses the knight, unfortunately. Has a backup knight coming in, though. And more units flooding across the map now behind this. Knights could potentially just try and find any more prelates out there. And 4 relics for core in a situation where the Chinese haven't had Song Dynasty for quite a while. Like, this Song Dynasty has come in relatively late. All of these deer have yet to be picked up as well from Cat. These deer have all not been picked up as well, so core is overall not in a bad position at all. 4 relics, that's a great count to have. 4 to run relic count for HRE. I think behind this, core should be in a comfortable position to potentially look for a Imperial Age with the Palace of Swabia. Swabia, I want to say though, has become a lot more dangerous. A lot more dangerous of a play. Now that trebuchets are actually good in Castle Age to siege, especially against a civilization like the HRE when they go for fast Imperial Age, Swabia can be dangerous. There is a decent timing now that you can get up against Swabia. Farm's getting put up as well. So core is going to get a farm transition in. And now scouts should be able, at this point in time, to find these deer over here. Every time these scouts return, it's going to be 1,000 food that Cat is going to have access to. That's quite big. Triple archery ranges now being added in as well. So crossbow spam likely coming in next. Villagers here can now just move on to the berries, which you want to get rid of anyways, since they kind of block your farm spots there. Knights over here do get spotted out. Military from core does react in time, pulls the villagers just a little bit back, and then he pulls them back over towards gold as well. And Lancers won't be able to achieve anything here. Behind this, we do see an outpost coming up in the middle for Cat, just to be able to get some vision over there as well, static vision that isn't easily deterred. And monks now starting to capture up sacred sets as well. Core, he's got 7 prelates. Where are the prelates at the moment? Where are the prelates at? We're gonna check for the prelates. So we got 5 over here. Ooh, none over here though. One of these prelates should definitely move over there to inspire these villagers in gold. Oh, forward siege workshop. Okay, Cat knows what's up. Cat knows what's up. That this is gonna be like a fast Imperial Age play. And that the way to play against this is to then go for trebuchets and siege. Mass crossbows, trebuchet siege, and that's the best way that you can deal with fast Imperial Age at the moment from HRE. It's the reason why you don't have to go 2TC with China against HRE anymore. Oh, core has to be careful here. Does pull the villagers around in time. Ish, I want to say. Yeah, does pull them away a ton. Gold is running a little bit low over here now. Cat also has just a couple of spearmen over here, giving him vision if any villagers start moving back out there in order to get to stone. We're getting a forward keep. Okay, this is good. Keep at the front. Palace of Swabia in the back, so you know what it's like. Party in the front, party in the back. Also is going to protect this gold. The issue that I see with that is that this also just kind of plays into this trebuchet play from Cat now. Cat, I don't think he's going to make any farms this game. He's just going to stick onto berries. Can't really make any farms. He really effectively blocked all of his own like granary spots. Actually, he did go for 2TC now behind it as well. That's kind of interesting. Not sure how long this has been up. Yeah, he's just going to go out to the natural remaining resources here on this map. Still picking up these deer. Palace of Swabia is going to mean that core is going to be able to start catching up. But he's not on gold at all right now. And he really needs to be. Sure, he gets a lot of gold passively from the relics. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Double siege workshop now as well. More villagers getting pulled forward. And we'll probably very soon see the first trebuchet in queue here now for Cat. Very much would be surprised if that wasn't the case. Yeah, double trebuchet immediately. So Cat, he's going to be able to start pressuring this keep very, very soon. Cool, what's he going to do against this? He's now making hand cannons. That's a great way to really make use of your gold without having to invest into upgrades. So I like the play overall. It's just that hand cannons take a long time to produce. A crossbowman takes 33 seconds. Hand cannons take 35 seconds. We're also getting Tithe Bonds and Devoutness. So that means that these villagers will build quicker. I'm not sure if it also means that they're going to repair quicker, but at the very least they're going to build quicker. And they're also going to gather up a lot faster. We're seeing a lot of stables now getting added in as well. So horsemen, hand cannoneer composition. That's a very late game army composition. 3 trebuchets out now already. At this point in time. Core with Tithe Bonds is at least going to get a slight little trickle of stone in. It's going to need to already like start repairing the keep with at least a couple of villagers just to hold up against 4 trebuchets out. Okay, never mind. This keep isn't going to live for a long time. You now see a siege workshop from Core coming in as well. Behind this, triple sacred sites have been captured up by Cat, and Cat is also chasing down these crossbows. Crossbows should be able to get away in theory, as they do have more movement speed, but formation shuffling can be kind of weird, especially when chasing. Makes it a little bit tough to fully get away there. Okay, Cat is now up to 5 trebuchets, but he still hasn't realized that he's blocking his own trebuchets with these crossbows. They can't get out. Okay, I think you notice now. At least these 2 trebuchets are going to move out. This one is also moving out. There we go. He's managed to do it. Alright. Villagers now also starting to repair. Emergency repair is going to have to start coming in soon now. Better get it in sooner rather than later. You might at least then have a chance to get it in twice. Villagers here having a little tussle with some spearmen. Emergency repair now coming in. So he's gonna get a lot of repair in, but is that gonna be enough against 5 trebuchets? I'm not sure about that. Yeah, out of stone right now as well. Might need to do a force drop off. Can't do that right now though. So that keep is gonna go down. Relic is gonna have to get pulled and put inside of the Regnets instead. At least immediate reaction there. Outpost is gonna go as well. Issue is that now the farms are a little bit exposed here for Core. Still not a single farm at this point in time for Cat, and once again, I said it earlier, I don't think we're gonna see a single farm in this game. We're also getting a good couple of spearmen in at this point in time. Culverin doing a good job against the nest of bees here. Mangonel now coming in as well, and this is a fight that Core can actually take. He has to be careful with his hand cannons though. Definitely is gonna have to be careful with those. But this is looking good. This is looking like a good fight for him to take. And Cat, he jumped the gun. He absolutely jumped the gun. All of his crossbows are gonna go down. And sure, he's got an outpost here, but there's already Culverin out. This outpost doesn't mean shit. Mangonel gets a nice hit in there as well, in the choke point. All the units here from Cat down in an instant. There's still some crossbows remaining. But even these units here at the front line, they're just gonna get healed up again. Mangonel. Oh. Those trebuchets actually, they're snipers. And the horsemen are just gonna be able to clean that up. And Core, I think I'm not sure if he lost villagers or there was just some idle time, or maybe 2TC Song is just actually really good. And we actually are seeing granaries come in now. Yeah, this had to be the case after Cat failed with his game plan there. He now is no longer able to keep this game as short as he wanted to, so now he has no other choice but to invest into the farms. Core still has a decent army, gets the outpost up now on the gold now as well, so is gonna have relatively safe gold access there. Still, Cat, in theory, has more passive gold income right now than Core. Actually, does he? No, he doesn't. No, he does not. 4 relics is still more, with HRE at least, than 3 sacred sites and 1 relic. Crossbows being used to scout around at the moment. Are actually potentially going to find the villagers here on the gold mine. And Core now starts decapping and potentially capturing the sacred sites of his own. Also wants to burn through over there. Cat behind this. He's kind of stuck in Castle Age at the moment. Doesn't really have a way to get out of it. Doesn't feel like he's really able to mess up the units that he needs to. And now we also see Core sending out a bunch of villagers to get a keep up on the large gold vein there. So map control certainly about to shift into the favor of Core. Don't have any nest of bees here at the moment, just a big clump of spearmen. Doesn't feel that good when your opponent can also make spearmen. They're gonna be lead it up. And hand cannoneers. Cat doing his best to try and chase after these horsemen, but they're just so quick, and without Yuan Dynasty, you're gonna have a rough time when it comes to chasing after them. Not like Yuan Dynasty is something that you really want to get in a situation where you only have one relic either. Means that pagodas aren't really gonna benefit you a whole lot. Just distraction there with the horsemen on the units. Meanwhile, the hand cannoneers absolutely destroy the front line here from Cat. All the spearmen go down at the front line. The lead upgrade now also comes in. Crossbows just absolutely demolishing here. Way better than those... the hand cannon is way better than those crossbows there in these fights against the front line. Trebuchet starting to get taken down. And Cannoneers, I mean, the Trebuchets, they're trying their best. Spearmen getting pulled once again. Military count now in favor of Core, who has the much higher value army at this point in time. Crossbows can at least somewhat okay-ish trade out against the hand cannoneers, as the time to kill is similar in these numbers against a single unit. But it's just more and more coming in. Horseman coming in as well. Cat, he can't hold this line. He can't hold this wood line. I think, like, idling all these villagers to go down now to wood would mean the death of him either way. Doesn't have access to the sacred sites anymore as well. Gold income has therefore plummeted. Core at almost 3,000 gold per minute. Cat, he had such a good game plan. The trebuchet push. It looked really solid for him. But maybe just didn't have enough spearmen, at least not in the right position there, in order to defend against the horsemen that were there. Villagers now getting pulled, trying to burn down the cauldron. They're gonna be able to pick it off. The mangonel as well. Keep comes in. Cat potentially able to stabilize here, at least for the time being, but he's still deep in Castle Age. No sign of age up anywhere soon. The wild villagers here do get noticed. Farm transition is pretty much complete. Needs to get rid of this stone outcropping here, which he probably wants to do anyways in order to protect his farming economy with a keep. Some stone walls were built, not quite closed off in his base though. Oh man. Of course, he's gonna need enough units now, but he can get them out. Cat, he transitioned into Shuganu. Shuganu don't do that well against the elite men-at-arms, which are now coming in here for Core. Hand cannoneers are still on the menu as well. It is a big army though. Core, he might need to pull back, but where can he pull back to, actually? His production is all at the front, his food income is all at the front. This could be rough. This could actually be rough. Crossbows can still do pretty solid damage here, and he still has some. The bonus damage is enough to deal with the men-at-arms. The Shuganu not so much. The Shuganu don't really do damage here. Cat getting a sneak outpost up over there on the sides. Oh, Mangonel though. This Mangonel, the hero Mangonel, getting the hits in against the backline. And Core, I think he weathered the storm. I think from this point forward, there isn't really a way that Cat can come back from this. After losing the army again, he has to remass crossbows, and while massing crossbows, chances are you're probably not going to be able to go to Imperial Age while massing crossbows. They just cost all the resource that you need in order to get to Imperial Age, and namely golden wood. Golden food. And you need so many of them at the moment as well. That's a big amount of farms that's being added behind all of this as well. Still, the food income doesn't actually look that good for him. It's gonna take a while for all of these newly built farms to really take effect there in the income graph. Behind this core gets the mass up. How more horsemen now in queue as well. Still hand cannons and double Colrin. I think with double Colrin, it's gonna be insanely difficult for Cat to hold this. Keep comes out in the front. Cat, he's trying to age up. From the other hand side, that also means that he's not getting that much army out on the field. He's got a lot of economy units, but is that going to be an... Oh no, you can't. Cat. You actually can't get it. It's you need 2 segments, or like 1 large segment. There's like small segments and there's large segments, and you can't actually get the Great Wall Gatehouse up on a small segment. I need a large segment at the very least. Great Wall Gatehouse would destroy this keep, but is that worth it? A lot of the gold has already been mined out, and it's gonna take a while for the keep to go down. Could also just build another keep behind it. Outpost is actually able to pick off some of the villages here. And behind this core, he's going for it. We talked about it. Cat, he doesn't have that much military out. Colrin's now also coming in. These keeps, they've been nerfed. They don't do as much damage anymore against these armored units. 25 damage per shot. It used to be 50. So the overall damage that comes out is greatly reduced against armored units now. Core just diving onto the farming economy now. Crossbows trying to give chase. Hand cannons at least got taken down by the keeps. But is it going to be enough? Mangonels with the upgrade as well. 4 burst attacks. Do a lot of damage to the keeps here. Bonus range as well. So it's not really feasible for the keeps to deal with the mangonels. Usually keep could be dealing with the mangonels, but that's not happening. Colrin takes down the first keep. And the stream of units just keeps on going behind this. Cat, he held on for a long time. He was favored with the game plan, in my opinion. With the push, with the 3 sacred side that he had under control. Maybe invested a little bit too much into the 5th trebuchet. Maybe just 3 trebuchets. Enough, and the mangonels take down so many crossbows in a single volley. Second keep goes down. No more units out on the field for Cat. He's down to 10. He's trickling troops now. And GG gets called. Core W wins it against China with the HRE on Lipany. Oh man, what a game. We're quickly gonna take a glimpse at the resource gather, because Cat definitely had a great timing potential here. Was ahead in resources, but the fight that was taken around this point in time just was not good enough for him. Not enough spearmen to be able to deal with those horsemen. Gets completely surrounded and loses all of his military there. Fellas, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, feel free to leave a like. It does really help a lot here on YouTube. You can also maybe consider subscribing, you know, just so you get notified whenever we do upload live over here. And I hope all of you enjoyed this video. Let me know if you want to see additional content like this, additional casted games. I'm trying to like maybe even get some guides out on YouTube, like casted games and guides. I think that's where we're probably going to find our niche potentially out there on YouTube. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you all in the next one. Have a good one. Yeah, I think so too. Like that was a really close game. I think if you just kept pushing in when you were doing your farm transition, he would have been dead. We looked at it and he would have just been straight up dead if you just kept pushing in. The game plan worked out really well as well. I think his eco was well spread. Yeah, he had economy towards the bottom, but I don't think that's like the main eco that you want to go after. I think it's just like you want to get around the eco in a space and then take down the infrastructure. Especially in the back. That's where all the wood is on Himeyama usually. Like when his army was zilch, that's when you gotta like go all around and like find where he's remassing his units. Could have maybe stuck to feudal. Maybe, but I think your castle age timing was more than fine to kill him. Completely more than fine. Alright. Oh, it was a great one. Whew, it was a lot of castle games for today. I'm actually tired. I'm gonna end it here, I think. I'm gonna send you guys over to Steel Series. He was so greedy with second TC. It wasn't necessarily greedy. He went Industry Wing second TC. He went Industry Wing, immediately dropped double Mosque. I think that's actually kind of interesting. Because that way, long term, he gets more than out of Economic Wing Growth. It's an interesting build for sure. Like, he actually managed to get out a lot of units. And archers, I think archers are just really strong for Ayubit. Because you just get so much bonus damage against, like, crossbows. Like, whenever you kill a crossbows, Mameluke's Bravery is going to come in on some of your units, and then suddenly you do great damage against armored units as well. And archers are just incredibly cheap to mass up. When you're getting caught out in a situation where you don't have a lot of food, just being able to mass archers is incredibly valuable. Alright, I'm going to call it here for today, though. I'm going to send you guys over to Steel Series. I hope everybody enjoyed the stream. If you did, I'm saying it every time, but feel free to follow so you get notified whenever we do go live here. And I hope I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one.